to the coal mine. Going to the coal mine. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to the coal mine today. And, I gotta make some money, make some moolah. Moolah. Moolaloo. Greenbacks. Dinero. Here we are, kids. Beautiful fall day here in New England. It's going to be a good day, a positive day. We're going to do what we can to stay alive today, to make the best day that we can make it. We're going to stay positive. We're going to vanquish negativity. That's right. We're going to get rid of that shit. Out the door with the negativity. Anyway, I got the LM drum, the Behringer LM Drum, and I want to tell you, I am not disappointed. Now, when you plug it in and you first start playing with it, you got this typical, classic drum machine sounds and all that shit, right? Well, anyway, hello in the chat. I can't see the chat. What's going on, fellas, ladies and gents? He, she, they, them, va, fangul. So like I started today, I got the LM drum today. Well, I didn't get it today. I got it the other day. I got it a couple of days ago. And I've been able to sit with it. I am rearranging stuff in the studio. I will be doing a demo of it, but right now, I gotta put stuff away, and I've been doing it slowly. I moved some stuff already. So yeah, so there's that. All right, so getting back to the LM. The LM drum by Behringer, I have to tell you, I own a lot of drum machines. I mean, I got a bunch, okay? I got two Roland TR8, TR8S. I got a Drum Brute Impact. I got an RD6. I got a Volca drum, right? And I got various drum machine plugins. Sip of coffee. Oh, that's good. Maple cinnamon French toast coffee. That's bougie, but I like it because I don't give a shit. Anyway, the LM drum. I'm going to tell you this straight from the hip. The Behringer LM drum right now is the coolest fucking drum machine I've ever owned. I'm not exaggerating. When you stop messing with the filter, because it's got an analog filter built into it, when you stop messing with that, man, I'll tell you, you get some crazy ass shit. Crazy sounds. I'm telling you. I love industrial music. I love electronic music, obviously. I love rock. I love metal. But I gotta tell you, I'm a drummer. That's why I love drum machines. A lot of drummers will be like, I hate drum machines. I hate electronic drums. But I gotta tell you, they're all different instruments. If you try to compare an electronic drum kit to a real drum kit, even though they're starting to look more and more like real drum kits, and they sound like real drum kits, it's a different instrument. It really is. You can't compare. It's like when I remember back in the early days of synthesis, people were trying to make the synthesizer sound like real instruments, okay? They're trying to make it sound like a string patch. They're trying to make it sound like a horn, a clarinet, a saxophone. Come on, man. I get it, but that's not what it's for. The stuff that you can get out of synthesizers now and do with synthesizers is absolutely incredible. And they're different instruments. You're not going to get a fucking cello sound out of a Mini Moog. You could try, It ain't gonna sound like it. I'll tell you right now, you can try. Okay? That's why people use VSTs, because they can't afford to fucking, get a gigantic orchestra together to create a soundtrack. Unless, of course, you're Hans Zimmer. But look at Hans Zimmer. He does a lot of stuff in the box with hardware synths, software. Hans uses all different types of instruments. I took his master class. It was amazing. Amazing. All right? Let's get back to the LM. The LM Drum, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, she, they, them, vafangul, is the coolest fucking drum machine I've ever owned. Everything on it feels nice, too. It's very professional feeling. Oh, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful saying the word professional, unless it's a TR-1000. That's the most professional drum machine ever. Oh, shit. Anyway, yeah. Look at these trees. Beautiful out here, man. Trees are turning, starting to peak. Looks good. We get some reds, we get some oranges, we get even some pinks, believe it or not. We get some pink-ass fucking trees, and I ain't tripping. But anyway, I have to tell you, everything on it feels really good. The faders feel good. The knobs feel really nice. It's nice. It's a nice machine. The only thing I have a gripe about, and I don't know why Behringer uses these fucking screens, but it's got the same type of screen that the DeepMind 12 has, and I don't understand why they keep using these shitty fucking screens. God, will you put a decent LCD screen in your machines? Come on, Uli. Come on, man. God, they're horrible. Put a nice screen in there. I just don't get it. Anyway, other than that, the menu in it's very simple, very basic. Last night I loaded some samples up in it. I watched Jamie's video from Jamie from GeoSynths. Great video, great tutorial. I watched Captured Energy. Check out his channel, very cool, good stuff. And I gotta tell you, I loaded up some samples. It was a cakewalk. I'm not lying. I opened up Music Tribe, Synth Tribe application on my desktop. I literally dragged and dropped the samples in from stuff I wanted. It was incredible. And just dropped it in, and then I hit send, and it puts them on automatically puts them on blank patch inserts automatically, and then you can put them in banks and rearrange them as different drum sets and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff, man. I was very impressed at how simple it was. So I mean, and here's the other thing. People are saying, oh, you got the LM because you couldn't afford to get the Roland TR-1000. No, actually, I got the LM because I've always wanted it. And I said, you know what? I got it because I wanted to hear the difference between the TR-8, the TR-8S, and the Behringer LM. And they're different. They're different beasts, different sounding. And, I mean, if you're going after the TR-808 sound and the 909 sound, good, go for it, man. Go buy some VSTs. Go buy a TR-8 used, whatever. You gotta, listen, those are the sounds you want. I mean, those are the sounds we all love, but I mean, how much of that can you do? Like, I got the RD6 because I always liked the 606 by Roland, but it was cheap. I bought it. It sounds great. It's analog, right? Behringer, good stuff, cheap. Ha ha! All right. Anyway, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, I listen. I can afford to buy the TR-1000. I can. I just think for a drum machine for $2,700 or $2,900, it's stupid. I know I keep talking about it, and Espencraft talked about it, and some guy in his chat called me out, and he's like, wow, it's not made, it's designed for certain people. What the fuck does that mean? It's designed for certain people. A drum machine is designed for certain people. I mean, come on, man. If you're gonna buy one, buy one. Good luck to you. Enjoy it. I'll buy the TR 1002 or whatever it's gonna. When they drop the price down to $600, $700, $899, I'll buy one. But you know what? I am not spending that kind of money on a fucking drum machine. And the guy who said that on Espencraft's channel, I was like, oh, it's designed for special people, for special musicians. Only special musicians buy those. Yeah. So I was like, oh, who? The elitist, the professional, the ones who are, God's given man, God's given right to, mankind and music. I mean, come on, man. Special people, certain people. Yeah, certain people, I guess, I don't know. That's a stupid thing to say. But then again, there's not a whole lot of bright people in the world, though. A lot of them have a couple of brain cells chasing each other just to make a fucking thought, A couple of French fries, short of a Happy Meal. That's the way I like to look at it. Stupid people shouldn't breed, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, yeah, so, I mean, now the other thing that I like about the LM is, me, I've talked about this before. I like nasty, dirty sounding shit. Okay? I mean, I don't like everything like that, but that's why I got a Drum Brute Impact. I like being able to put distortion on it. I think it sounds really cool. But I think that I think that the samples that you can lay down on the LM, like I put some samples in there last night, man. It just sounded unbelievable. Then when I started tweaking them with the filters, wow! It does have a bit crusher built into it too, so you can bit crush the wave file. When you sample shit, you can truncate it. You chop the ends off, chop the front. I mean, it's got a decent sampler in it. Is it great? No, but it'll get the job done for one shots and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I think it sounds amazing. So yeah, if you're looking for a decent machine, I know, it's, people went gaga over it, and, I did a couple of videos on it before it came out, and then when it came out, I did a video on it. Now that I own one, I see what all the hype is about. It's very cool. I always wanted Lindrum, but, out of my reach. I mean, those fucking things were going $3,000-$4,000 brand new. Crazy, I paid $469 at Sweetwater, $469 for it. Well worth the money. Great machine. Absolutely love it. I don't know. If you want to buy the TR-1000, buy it. It's a great machine. Looks pretty. But I can't see spending that kind of money on a drum machine. I get it. You could sample bass lines in it. I get it. I had one guy, what was he saying? You could use it as an all-in-one sequencer and get rid of half the synths in your studio. What are you, out of your fucking mind? Come on, bro. That's insane to think that way. I'm gonna get rid of everything and just have a TR-1000 in my studio. Roland is known for doing this kind of stuff. They've always made these all-in-one boxes after they refused to make the TR-909, the TR-808 again. They made these all-in-one boxes that were like, you could do baseline, had a TB303 built into it, had TR-909 sounds, 808 sounds, other drum sounds. I forget what they're called. They were big silver, ugly boxes with the tiny 909 buttons, but they were arranged, as a keyboard. There were, 3 black, and then the white, keys, and then 3 more, 2 black, and then, just arranged like a keyboard. I never liked those. I never liked the way, and they're super difficult to fuck with, man. I remember a buddy of mine bought one and he returned it because there was just too much to it. Now, granted, the TR-1000 is probably much betterly designed, there's a word for you, much better designed, easier to get around maybe, a lot of menu diving, I don't know, whatever. All I know is that it's too expensive, and, Roland wants to give me one, great, but I ain't spending that kind of money on it. Nope. I had other people say, hey, Echo, why don't you get rid of your TR-8S and your TR-8? And I'm like, why? They're different. I know people won't believe that but they are. One samples, one doesn't. One's very basic, the other one has a lot more to it. I like drum machines. I was watching Noir last night, and he talked about the Drum Brute Impact. He's got one, and it's very subtle. It's a subtle sounding drum machine. The bass drum kicks, but you can do some cool stuff with that thing. It's got an FM synth generator on it, and I run that through a slicer pedal and do some weird stuff with it. It's cool, Different instruments for different applications, man. That's the way I look at it. Whatever you're trying to write or create, that's where you pull out that instrument, or that I call them weapons of mass destruction in my arsenal. All right, listen, I'm at the coal mine. I gotta say bye-bye, adios, amigos. But like I always say this to you guys: stay frosty, stay creative. Watch your 6, and God bless. I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on, and these synth car episodes, they're not that long. And I got this guy on my right here. What the fuck are you doing? Anyway, stay frosty, stay creative, watch your 6. God bless, peace.